The FDA has authorized the use of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children as young as 12 years of age and older in the U.S. Pfizer's vaccine is still the only shot approved for children between the ages of 16 and 18 years old. The company also plans to submit requests for emergency use authorization for children between 2 and 11 in September. And its own vaccine safety and efficacy studies for infants is currently underway. So for more on this, let's bring in Dr. Dyan Hes. She's the founder of Gramercy Pediatrics in New York City. Dr. Hes, the FDA authorization expands this vaccine to nearly 17 million children. Kids could be vaccinated as early as Thursday. Help us understand what this all means. Will the doses be the same as adult doses? And should we expect similar authorizations when it comes to Moderna and J&J?
So this means that we are going to have a whole new population who can get vaccinated, bringing us back towards normalcy. Because until we get every person on this planet vaccinated, we are not going to eliminate this pandemic. And that's what people don't understand. Everybody who is vaccine hesitant is like, well, my neighbor is getting the vaccine, and if they get the vaccine and their kids get the vaccine, then why do I need to get the vaccine? You need to get the vaccine because there will still be breakthrough cases, and there will be more wild type of the vaccine, of the virus, I'm sorry. We need everybody vaccinated that can be vaccinated. Vaccine hesitancy is a first world problem. I would love anybody to go to India and tell their population right now that your children can get the Pfizer vaccine and see how many people refuse it. People, when they see dying and death, usually want the vaccine. It's a privilege to be able to refuse a vaccine, I have to say that. And when I just heard the previous newscast, and they say things about, oh, they're pubescent, will the dose be too high? That makes my blood boil, because when have scientists in America or around the world ever poisoned our children with vaccines? That would not make sense. We do no harm. That is our motto.
Thank you for that clear-headed. Yeah, I mean, it's something. We heard Michelle Obama, Dr. Hes, yesterday in an interview with Gayle King on CBS This Morning, say that the same science that is behind the breakthroughs in aspirin and in other things that we now sort of take for granted that we take to heal ourselves or to ease our symptoms is the same science that is going into the vaccine developments for this life-threatening illness, this infection, this coronavirus. But let's talk about the Pfizer vaccine. Despite the successful trial, there's a survey that's been conducted that showed only 30% of their parents will get their kids vaccinated once it becomes available, and nearly a quarter say they will not get their child vaccinated at all. It's worth noting that the CDC announced that there are no federal requirements for parents to be present for COVID-19 shots. So this hesitancy, and in this specific case, these are folks that are saying they're not getting it. It's not people saying that, there are hardships that are involved in getting to the vaccine. What does that mean for our chances, our ability as a country to achieve herd immunity?
It's going to be difficult. Like I said, we are dealing with fake news. I follow the news every day, and I see these comments, and I just hear these subtle comments, like what I think his name was O'Keefe just said before was they're pubescent, and will the dose be too high? Those are putting in ideas into parents' head who might not even have that idea. So we have to be very careful of what we say in the media and what we write in our articles and what information we use, and words can do harm. We have to reassure our patients that this vaccine is safe. The kids actually built up a much better immunity than the adults in the study. And in the 2,300 kids that they tested, the kids who actually got the vaccine, no one got COVID and no one had a bad side effect. And you'll hear things on Facebook and Instagram about fertility, and that's the flavor of the month. That's what I call that fertility comment, because that's what they said about the HPV vaccine. But now we're seeing ginormous reductions in cervical cancer because there is an HPV vaccine. So like I said, it's about education. It's about using our words wisely. It's about good public health campaigns. We can't give kids a shot for a shot, but maybe they can get, a coupon on a pair of sneakers, whatever it takes to get them in there, maybe a new backpack for school, some kind of incentive. We have to make the parents understand that we need this. I keep on comparing it to varicella vaccine. So we give varicella vaccine because of the lost days' work for parents because of the chicken pox. We don't give it because varicella is a deathly illness. There are 500 kids who get pneumonia from chickenpox every year if they're unvaccinated. But the real reason we give the vaccination in the United States is because of so many days lost of school and of work. So think about how many days of school and work we have lost for COVID, exponential.
The FDA has approved the Pfizer vaccine for younger adults, as we've been talking about. State licensing boards, though, will still have to say whether or not they choose to allow healthcare providers to administer doses to kids. Can you help us understand why states may be hesitant, if they are?
I don't think the states will be hesitant. I think the bigger problem for us right now is with Pfizer, we need special freezers. And most pediatricians' offices don't have these freezers with the very low temperatures to store the Pfizer vaccine. So I think that the rollout is really going to be at the existing sites that are already able to accommodate Pfizer. I think as Moderna and J&J have their trials done, and the J&J can be in a regular freezer as well as Moderna, those vaccines will come more to the community. And I think when somebody can go into their pediatrician's office, they might be a little bit more reassured to take the vaccine than to go to, let's say, a chain pharmacy. And also, I have to say, as a pediatrician, it's not always easy to vaccinate children. They're nervous too, and their parents might be anxious. And a pharmacist might not be trained to deal with that. The pharmacist is usually trained to dispense medicine. So I do think the best place would be in a pediatrics office.
That's a good point. Hadn't thought of that. Dr. Dyan Hes, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.